Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today I was challenged by a fellow keyboard YouTuber named Amiro to a $100 keyboard challenge. So I decided to take him up on this challenge and create a keyboard that is very budget friendly and that most people can do on their own. Now, the keyboard I am going to be modding is the cheapest keyboard on Amazon that I could find, and that is the e-yooso TKO gaming keyboard. This is the white variant with blue clicky switches, and I will be using Aqua Starfish switches, and I'll be modding the stabilizers and doing all of that in this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So here's a quick sound test so you guys can hear what we're starting with. So yeah, now that you kind of get an understanding of how bad this keyboard sounds stock, we're gonna see how good I can make this thing sound. So the first thing I decided to do was take off all the switches and all the keycaps. So this is a hotspot board, but it only has support for Otemu switches that have a thinner pin than most Cherry MX switches. But Aqua switches are compatible with Otemu sockets because they do have thinner pins that Otemu sockets need. So I went with Aqua Starfish switches, which are basically a very nice poppy linear switch, and they have a 2-stage spring that I really enjoy. Now they are very poppy, so that's what we're going to be going for this build. Once I got that out of the way, I took this keyboard apart, then I started on the stabilizers. I wire balanced them, and surprisingly enough, I did not even need to Holy mod them for them to sound good. All I had to do was use some dielectric grease on the wire and lube the housings while clipping them as well. And I would put them back together, and you know, they were honestly very good. The other thing I also had to do was add band-aids to the actual plate of the keyboard so they would fit tightly onto the keyboard plate without having any rattle or movement when clicking them. So now that we got the stabilizers out of the way, the next thing I did was PE foam mod this keyboard. So PE foam sort of adds a nice poppy sound signature to your keyboard. And since the Aqua CS Starfish switches are on the poppier side, I decided to go all in for this poppy keyboard. So it's very, very poppy. The next thing I did was install the switches. And then once that was out of the way, I decided to tape mod this keyboard as well. Once I applied 2 layers of tape, I added some foam to the bottom of the case, and I tried to press everything back together. And it was a very tight fit, but I was able to put it back together and screw everything in without having anything bending or anything like that. And I put on some matcha keycaps I found on Amazon. So all in all, this keyboard is almost at that $100 mark. I'd say it's around $90 if you account for like maybe $2 for the tape and the foam that I just randomly had lying around. So with all of this in mind, I did reach that under $100 mark. I think the only thing I would change from this keyboard is maybe that I could try to spend a little bit more money on the actual keyboard itself so I could get a keyboard that does have a detachable wire, because this one unfortunately does not. With all that said and done, here's a sound test of the final product. Honestly, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. It's very poppy, and that is exactly what I wanted. So I decided not to lube these switches because I feel like I just like how they feel stock and how these switches sound stock as well. So I didn't feel the need to lube them at all, so I decided not to. Let's hear what Amiro thinks about my keyboard.
What the hell? How is this so good? Okay, I just listened to most of the recording. No holy mod? That's crazy.
Nope.
That is unbelievably good.
Needless to say, Amiro was pretty shocked about how good I made this thing sound, because I told him I bought the cheapest keyboard on Amazon. Now I'll be leaving a short sound test, but you won't be able to see the video of his keyboard. If you did want to see what keyboard he made, it'll be in the description below, so you guys can go check out his video as well, so you can see what keyboard he made to go against mine, and then you can come to the conclusion of whether or not you think my keyboard won or Amiro's keyboard won. But yeah, here's the sound test. All in all, this keyboard challenge was very fun and I'm happy I was able to be a part of it. Let me know who you think won in the comments down below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.